Amanda Stickel here, your strategic bookkeeper and empowering tax accountant with our next episode of Factor Cap. And today we are doing the extended version of the IRS will pay you back for going on a vacation. That is CAP. However, you can take certain trips as a business deduction. If you are planning a trip, think about how you can make that trip to be primarily business in order to be able to claim your travel cost for business deduction. For example, if you really enjoy going to Florida or Tennessee or New York, wherever you want to go and you like to go, and you usually take your family with you, try to find like business conferences in that area or get a client in that area. So that way when you go, you can plan the trip initially and primarily around that business intention. So say you have a client in Florida, reach out to that person and try to schedule a time where you can meet and discuss and do strategy or whatever is related to your business, and plan a day or two around that where the primary purpose for those days are going to be discussing business topics. Then, and that's going to be the first couple days of your trip. And then the next, maybe you go for 4 days. So 2 days is business and 2 days are going to be personal. You can take those 2 days and do kind of whatever you want. So it has to be split that way where at least 51% of your trip is for business, and the initial primary purpose of that trip is to have business meetings or business education, whatever that case may be. It has to be business related. And then the end of the trip can be kind of personal. You can do whatever you want. And also too, if you're going to a conference, usually there are 3 days and it's like 8 to 5. Anything after 5 p.m. you can still do whatever you want on those conference days and still have that be a business deduction. So you can claim your airfare. Now, if you are bringing your family and they are not business owners or employees or related to your business, and not like in the casual sense, like, oh, they are around me in my business, so they're a part of my business. Like, they have to actually be like a business owner or like actually an employee that are working under you, then you're paying them for their services. So if you're bringing your kids and your spouse and they're not a part of your business, then their expenses are not deductible. However, your airfare is deductible, and the hotel that you stay at is deductible. Now, if you do want to be more strategic and you take a lot of trips with your spouse and your family, have your spouse be like a 1% owner of your business and have strategic sessions with them. That can be included. Then you can include your spouse's airfare as well. Now with your kids, we talked about hiring your kids, so you can look back at that video as well. But if they are employees, then you could count that also their airfare, as well as if you're including them and it's like an employee trip. My brain's losing my thought, but I can't think of the word that I want to think. Employee appreciation event where you're paying for everybody's trip, and it's going to be that's the business intention. So there's little strategies around that and ways it can be strategic when it comes to planning vacations and trips. So it's very important to discuss this with a tax accountant that understands your situation and your business and the tax law and how you can take advantage of certain things. And it's important to do that before the trip. You can't kind of after plan it. It has to be planned ahead of time. And the IRS isn't going to pay you for that. What that phrase is, because I've seen that thrown around a few times to kind of get like a hot key topic and get interest, but they're not going to pay you back. However, you will be able to take that as a deduction, and that will then lower your tax liability. So you won't have to pay as much in taxes because you're able to deduct those costs that you spent for that travel. And also, again, meals can be deductible. Meals usually are 50% deductible. There are cases where it's 100% deductible, but that's, again, best case to discuss with your tax accountant to determine how much your meals are going to be deductible. There's also things you can look into like per diem. costs for like meals and travel and things like that when you are on a business trip. So there's lots of things that you can take advantage of when it comes to business travel. If you have any specific questions, feel free to drop them down, or ask your specific tax person to help you with that topic. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think. And I'm here to help. Let me know what you want to do, what you think I should do for the next topic, and I will see you next week. Thank you.